So this is part two of my solar panel installation. In part one, I did an unboxing of the Renogy 100-watt solar panels. So they called them basically 200 watts because you had two 100-watt panels in a starter kit. And I bought that off of Amazon. The link is in the description. So definitely check that out if you're interested. This video now focuses on the actual install. And just to let you know, I am not an electrician or any type of an expert. I am a DIY person who likes to work on things myself. So, you know, if you're not sure about some of the things that I'm doing, please consult a professional. All right, here we go. Okay, it is installation day. So let's get started with some basic setup for these panels. We're going to put these clips on. So of course it came with all of the hardware that you need. So we're just going to do a real simple installation here with your bolt and your washer. Take these, get these set up. So stick this through the hole, stick this down through here. I'm going to use a flat washer, a lock washer, and there's your bolt, your nut. Stick that on there. And then I'm going to got a couple small 10mm wrenches. I'm just going to come in here. I'm just going to snug these up. I'm not going to go like super tight or anything. Nothing crazy, you know. There we go. All right, I like it. Okay, so I just installed them on the four corners. You could actually put more, but I think just the four will be fine. And then I'm going to use isopropyl alcohol and shop rag. This is some 91% isopropyl alcohol that I had on hand. That was kind of like antiseptic, but you know, you can definitely use just your standard 70%, which is your standard isopropyl. I don't know why I had this stuff, but you know, it'll do the trick just as well. So I'm going to clean the surfaces. I'm also going to clean the roof of the RV, the places where I'm going to be mounting. I'm going to be wiping down, but I'm just going to clean this surface. This is where my tape is going to go. So I just want to wipe these off real good beforehand. Okay, so one panel down, one more to go. Yep, there's our positive and our negative, nicely labeled. And of course, when the time comes, these connectors right here are what are going to connect your two panels together in parallel. So this is where this is your positive. Let's see. Yep, your positive would go into here, and then your positive from your other panel would go into here, and then this would connect up on your roof. And then the same thing with this one for your negative, the negative wire from your other panel. And then these are what connect into the roof connection on the RV. Since once again, my roof is, or my RV is pre-wired for solar. So that's what that means. All right. Okay, so all these clips are installed. They've been cleaned with the alcohol. Now I'm going to use this butyl sealing tape. And so this is how it looks. And so I'm going to put this sticky side onto here. It has paper on it, so it'll protect it as I'm putting the panels up on the roof. And then once I get them placed up on the roof where I want them, I will mark them and then take the paper off and put them down. And then of course I will caulk everything down really good with the leveling Dicor
Lap Sealant.
So before I climbed up on the roof, I made sure I had all of my materials with me. And previously, I had already washed my RV and I had washed my roof, so I knew that my roof surface was already clean. Of course, I will do some spot cleaning with the isopropyl alcohol in the actual location, but in general, my roof surface was already clean, and that's very important. Okay, so now we are ready for the fun part. We are up on top of the roof. So I found the location where I want to install the panels. I'm going to place them side by side. Now I'm doing the no drill method. So I have the sticky tape on the bottom of the brackets. I'm going to, now that I found my location, I'm going to mark the location on the roof just like with a pencil. I'm going to move the panels out of the way. I'm going to clean that surface with the isopropyl alcohol. And then I'm going to come back and remove the back of the sticky tape and stick everything down, make sure it's down tight. And then I'm going to take my leveling lap sealant here and caulk all around those brackets and make sure everything is nice and good, and let that cure for a good 24 hours before I take the RV out and expose it to any kind of moisture or rain or anything like that. Definitely. Now what I've done is I've positioned the panels and I pulled the wires out from underneath. So what you're going to do, these are the connectors that came with the kit. So what you're doing is you're connecting the positive cables and the negative cables. So positive to positive both go in this right here, all right? And then you have your two negatives that hook up right here. And then you have your long cable, so then this will connect as so. And then this will have to go to the connection where this, as I said, this RV is pre-wired for solar. So I'll have to get another connector to splice onto this, and then that will fit into the connection point that is on top of my roof. But for now, I'll go ahead and get these caulked down and attached to the roof permanently, so we don't have to worry about that.
Check out our Wander Open Roads travel gear shop in Etsy. Click on the link in the description.
Okay, so we're done for now. I have both panels placed. I have the feet have had the sticky tape applied, and that has been applied to a clean surface on the roof, which I pre-treated with the alcohol. And I have gone back and I have caulked around all of the support brackets. So that's it for now. I have my cables here set up. Once again, you do not hook up anything to your roof connections until you hook up everything with your battery first and with the solar charger. So definitely make sure that you do that first. I just wanted to get this installed done so that I had time for this the caulk to cure. Okay. I do need to get a male and female connection so that I can connect these to my port on top of my roof. So I will need to get that So that'll give me a couple of days in order to get that accessory. All right. Okay, so let's talk about batteries. So as I mentioned earlier, I am replacing my house battery. I had one house battery that came with my Class C, and I'm replacing it with two. So when you get new batteries, you know, especially when you have two, you definitely want to get two of the exact same battery at the same time. You do not want to mix and match different types of batteries, different age batteries. You want to get two new batteries at that time, and when it's time to replace them, you replace them at the same time. Okay, so I'm going to be hooking up these batteries in parallel, which means I'm going to connect the negative to the negative and the positive to the positive. Okay, so let's go ahead and get these installed in the RV, and then I will get everything hooked up to them, positive and negative, and then we will test things out. So here's some footage of the battery install. The first battery, of course, was no problem. The second battery was very tight getting in there, so I really had to maneuver and make sure the things were going to fit. I actually band tied my cables together so that I knew what connected to what, and I had my positive cables going to one battery and my negative cables going to the other. That's the most efficient way to hook these up. And then this ended up being what the final configuration looked like, and everything's working great. Okay, so I wanted to show the installation of the solar controller. Since all my wires came down through this, basically the bottom of this cabinet here in the kitchen right by the door, I decided just to go ahead and to put my controller and just mount it in here. You know, it has the four wires coming in and out of it, and I didn't want to have all those wires on the side here. As it is, I ended up mounting the Bluetooth module right there, and I had to poke a hole there in the wall, which I didn't really care for, but you know. So I mounted this down here. That's a 30-amp fuse that I connected, and yeah, everything is working good. And you know, having this inside of this cabinet, it protects it from being outside and the weather and things of this nature. And it's easy enough just to pull this drawer out here, you know, and get to it. So yeah. But the Bluetooth controller definitely makes things easier. I can monitor everything from my phone. So if you go to the App Store, you can download an app called Renogy DC Home, and you will get this. And once everything is hooked up, your solar panels and your solar controller, you will get this screen that basically shows you that your solar panels are working. It shows it in float mode, which means that the batteries are fully charged, but it's keeping them from being overcharged, which is very important. So this will let you know, as I said, that you are receiving solar panel, how many volts and how many watts that you're actually producing from your panels. And you know, once again, the solar controller helps to make sure that you do not overcharge your batteries, and you know, it's doing a good job. Okay, so let's take a look, and this is what the install looks like. And I just kind of did this as a soft install just to start off. So that is my connection point. As I said, my RV was pre-wired for solar, so that's the connection point right there. And once I've fully tested this system out, and I'm actually doing some boondocking next week, so I'll be able to test this system out fully. And if everything goes as planned, then I'll go ahead and probably try to tuck those wires underneath that panel there, and just kind of clean this up a little bit, streamline it. But for now, I'm just going to kind of leave it just in case I need some extra wire to make any type of adjustments. But so far so good. I see from the solar controller I am getting solar power to these panels. They're definitely working, so I'm happy about that. So we will see how boondocking next week goes. Thanks for joining us for another Wander Open Roads adventure, and we will see you next time.
Wander safely.